Comanchee and Indian Gap Railroad appears to be abandoned during most of the year. The steaming bays at Indian Gap and Comanchee are empty. Only an occasional train crosses over the Helper Bridge and loops around to the cut below. Cattle are free to roam near the right-of-way, and grass springs up around and through the equipment on the dead track at Mexican Hat. It all changes for 1 week in the spring and again in the fall, when there is an overwhelming surge in traffic. Railroad President Roy Pickard sends out a call to boomers throughout the nation, asking for their help in handling the load. The boomers respond, unloading and checking their equipment. Among the first to arrive are Peter Bryan from Houston, Tom Stamey from Fort Worth, and Harry Bean of El Paso, Texas. Now, the first few days are spent adjusting and oiling switches and preparing the railroad for the expected rush. Melanie and Mark Siebert from Cypress, Texas, are checking out the mainline track leading into Helper Cut. Hoppers are loaded with crushed rock from the bunker at Mexican Hat. Then ballast trains deliver the loads to where needed by the track gangs. Now, a southwestern railroad will have names that are strange to the ears of boomers from other areas. Coconino, Zuni, Yellow Horse, Maximilian, Anasazi, Mexican Hat, and let some old-timers pronounce this one.
Talakshaki, Talaki Pucky,
when I get where I'm going, they're not all screwed up. We have done that too.
God, as many different ways that we've heard it say in the past 10 years of being out here. You can pretty much take your pick and you can't be wrong.
Just say anything.
I think the dispatchers pretty much figured out when people start stuttering and coming up with strange names where they are on the railroad.
Pocky.
To what? Where'd you say you're going? Talakapaki. Don't ask me to spell it.
Comanchee is the eastern terminus of the Comanchee and Indian Gap, and is where the railroad began. In back of the yard is a turntable and steaming bays, also storage tracks for diesel engines. Pat McCarthy of Kansas City eases the daylight out of the yard under the watchful eye of owner John Linheiser of Grand Prairie, Texas. Note the two-way radio headsets. This is a point-to-point railroad controlled by a dispatcher in Tower 17 at Zuni. After crossing 100-foot Mississippi Bridge, the daylight passes under the bridge into Helper Cut and around the loop built to ease the grade west. Now, can you think of a more handy place for a derailment? They are also stopped on a 2.44% grade. The daylight is soon back in service and continues the westbound climb.
There's a fellow by the name of Bruce at the Lockapaki. I know that. I want to talk to Bruce at the Lockapaki.
Where the hell is Talakapaki?
Where's what?
Somewhere around here somewhere.
But you don't know where.
It's in the shade, that's all I care.
That's the place from where you broadcast and nobody hears you.
You're right.
Mexico.
Oh, okay. On this railroad.
Yeah, we're plumb out of the state.
You're right.
There's a mixed up super that named all these places.
That's the truth.
For life. Talakapaki is a great place to be and to be from. And if you get stuck there, you wish you weren't there. And if you aren't there yet, you wonder if you're going to get there. And if you get there yet, you just love it when you do, for just a little while. And you wish that other train would come so you could get away from Talakapaki. But it's a wonderful place. There's no place like it, and very few people, if any, can spell it, including me.
Springerville, with its west yard, is the western end of the railroad.
Repeat, please.
In peak traffic periods, sometimes several trains will be waiting for clearance to start their eastbound run.
53, number 2, Atlantic. Here we copy. Sure thing.
Now, in the fall, the brush is dry and the grass is brown, the humidity low, and extra precautions must be taken to prevent fire along the right-of-way. Coal-fired engines have temporary wire screen cinder traps over their stacks, and there are water buckets scattered along the main line.
Target 7, you got to wait there for the 573 second section. 418 next in line at West Junction after 4120.
It's only a short distance east to Godibo and the next passing siding, then Anasazi, Talakapaki, and then a long run to Maximilian. Well, here comes the daylight.
We're just coming into being cleared on Anasazi. 650's made my meet with the whatever at Maximilian at Tweedy. Is that the right one, Tom? 650 cleared to Zuni, thank you.
Leaving Maximilian, he has as straight as a narrow run to the yard limit at Zuni. This is better known as the racetrack. Well, this looks like Art Ryder.
Is the 985 cleared to follow us here? Who knows?
And this is Harry Haas, Tehachapi, California, with 2925 Mikado. He's entering Godibo and will make a meet.
The clear at Godibo, and we've met 2925. Roger.
Well, maybe. Yeah, I think we got a little bit too much payload.
Let's take a look at Maximilian siding. There is shade at the east end.
Harry. What?
One 58. Say again, please.
You go to Talakapaki and meet the 710 and one more train.
4158 to Talakapaki.
'4158. You do not delay number 2925. knock, foul, or jug.
Now, when Marilyn Pickard, the railroad's chief of dining car services, is aboard, the train gets extra priority, especially near dinner time. Between Helper and Comanchee is 100-foot steel Mississippi Bridge. It used to be a bit scary before the walkway planks were installed. Well, Art Ryder on 4158 is on the loop around Comanchee.
Dean's still sitting down here in Comanchee Yard.
79 east has left Lennis. He's met the 5 west.
Now, there is electrically controlled remote switches that allow you to go on the main line or into the yard.
You want to go this way too, right?
Art is staying on the main line. And I see his brakeman is running for the switch, manually operated, to go into the siding for water. Now the next train is going into the yard and taking one of 2-yard leads. I bet you he finds people talking there, especially in the late afternoon.
You're going to meet the 6988 at Go to Boat.
It's not all talk. They are going to take a look at the equipment.
Ready? Yeah.
What was it that was wrong with this thing last year when my little steam engine had to pull you and your train in?
Well, I done forgot, but the biggest part of it is backyard rail.
Oh, now it couldn't be.
I gotta think, what was wrong with it?
I don't know. But that poor little old steam engine had to carry you all the way in.
I'm not arguing that question. It
Find
wasn't fired.
out who it was that was running this engine last night with a Southern Pacific jumper on.
Uh-oh.
Yes, sir, but it also had a Santa Fe tag on that jumper. I looked at that before I
heard this gentleman
left.
here throw a man off of his train one time because he had a Southern Pacific jumper on.
Yeah, but that Southern Pacific jumper, but it was on there right back there. That's the only reason I bought it.
The railroad sometimes operates using station agents who issue written orders.
We've got a jam up in Talakapaki. Let me get back to you, Dave, right quick. Hello, operator at Talakapaki. Clear them to Zuni. But you need to let me know when they've left. West Yard. No, West Yard.
West Yard.
You've got the track to Talakapaki. You need to let me know who all's going.
10-4. West Yard. West Yard's authorizing the 951 at West Junction to proceed from West Junction to Talakapaki.